Wildfires break out in Southern California. Oh my God. Okay, this is like, oh my God. Oh my God. That is crazy. What the
Winds are
heck?
going to get so strong and maybe too strong for them to fly. So that's what we're concerned with. But the bad news is the winds are going to continue to be really dangerous.
Information per the radio traffic that the Getty Villa is
The light coming in.
the fire, which is obviously
Your window is orange.
That's right.
I haven't looked outside yet, but it's not.
Impacting the villa area and impacting.
Go outside? No, I'm too scared to look outside.
Straight up, which is
The fire is blowing in the exact opposite direction, so I think I'm safe in West Hollywood, but it is kind of crazy that it's just like ripping through the Palisades. I think it went from the valley directly to the ocean. Here's the live fire map. Let's take a look. Hold on. Never mind. There's other places where there's fires going on as well, but this is not the best map. I mean, it is the best map, but like it's nerdy. I need better visuals to understand. They have a mandatory evac in the Palisades right now, according to the LA Fire Department. If you're near the Topanga State Park,
down really from the Getty, it looks very
all the way up
ominous,
to
sky.
Santa Monica.
The traffic was insane trying to get here, gridlocked, and I've got a very dear friend on the line right now, Eric Robertson, who is trapped in the fire.
Whoa.
I've got him on my other cell phone on speakerphone so he can describe
Whoa, look
what's
at the
going on
plane.
from his perspective. He's been sending me videos. We're having a hard time getting them in.
Chat, this is where West Hollywood is, okay? This is where the fire is. And the fire is blowing towards the ocean.
Because the road is surrounded by fire. So we really have to stay put for now. The fire isn't immediately upon us, but it's really close and it's pretty scary.
Okay, yeah, they're showing your video.
Dude, imagine you're a fish and you're chilling. All of a sudden, this big-ass plane comes in and just picks you up and then dumps you on top of a fire. All of a sudden, you're charred tuna, you know? It's crazy.
It's been, on edge.
Kind of standing by. We're all at our garages outside, kind of waiting for the all clear. Everyone's got their bags packed. We're kind of poised to run away once we're able to, but at the moment we just have to stay put.
Those planes have fish whistles on them? Wait, what?
There's only that one street, so there's not much we can do for now.
So why can't you get out? What makes you trapped? The road's closed,
What
right?
do you mean, what makes you trapped? Look at the PCH is already gridlock all the time. It's not shocking that it would be extra gridlock during a fire. This shows how
Marie's
massive
standing
it
right
is.
next to me, and she was just mentioning how up top the winds are much
even stronger.
Yeah.
So you're reporting this at the surface, and you know that up at the higher elevations, it's going to be gusting now closer to between 60 and 80 plus miles an hour. Captain Eric Scott was saying how the conditions out there today are so bad that we have to go back to, he was saying even 2011 was the last time that we saw the dynamics in place.
At least all the billionaire Palisade homes are burning. Brother, I don't know how to explain this to you, but it's not just rich people that lose their lives and their homes in this process. It's going to be quite difficult for you to comprehend, I know. But it's usually the really rich people that can avoid the worst of the worst. And it's always the normal folk and poor people that actually get cooked in this process. Like, I'm reminded of the time where Kanye West hired a private brigade of firefighters to basically create a security perimeter around his house.
So she was speaking with a friend of hers who's in Palisades Highlands area, right?
LA
and they were saying how they were trapped.
That right there is the most LA fit. He's got the cap on. He's got the thermal with the shorts on a fixed gear bike. My man is LA'd out the wazoo right there, picking his nose on live TV.
Hopefully he and his family will be okay.
What's your name? Zen. Yes, I hear you guys.
Hi, do you have someone you need to speak with?
Hey, Roxia. Yeah, this was my new friend. Right when we got off the air, he was showing me a video. He works up there in the Palisades and saw a bunch of cars on fire. Tell me what you saw.
Oh, so just cars backed up on the way up. There's a bunch of cars that are abandoned. So,
Let me show this. You can see it. Come on over here.
What are we doing? Yo, this is...
So he was showing us palm trees on fire, cars on fire.
Yeah, so I'll speed it up. But so anyways, I started all the way from the top, and all these cars aren't going anywhere because some cars are abandoned. And on the other side, on the way up, I saw like a palm tree on fire. So I ended up like brushing it off, taking it off, and then on my way back down, I started seeing the car on fire. So here it is. There it is.
Wait, can you ask
So
him?
all that other side is abandoned. So that's only going to get worse. And then
See the van, you guys?
So
Haley, where people are abandoning their cars, is it on the side of the road or just in the middle of the street?
All fun and games as it gets a freaky notive like, oh, I see you on TV, King. You looking hot as hell. My heart burns for you, like those cars that you're showing.
it's the
Come
main
over
road
now.
that goes up. I don't know. Yeah.
Also, if
So,
you've been to
I mean,
Malibu,
it's
you know
the
that
main
there's
road,
only
and then
the
there were
PCH
parents
and
at their
Topanga Canyon to drive and escape, so this could be insanely dangerous. Yeah, it's really bad. I'm not defending the earlier chatter. They were obviously wrong, but is it possible they think everyone from Cali are rich AF compared to the trailer park life? Yes. And it's wrong. Obviously, there's no area where there's exclusively wealthy people in California, maybe like Bel Air or something. But even then, there's gardeners, maids, things of that nature living in these houses. And they will always have a harder time evacuating than the rich people.
Try to get it to you as soon as possible. But yeah, it's just the magnitude of this fire. And again, this is only the beginning, already up to 200 acres.
That's another challenge that people are facing there. Thank you, Haley. The fact that the cell service is very spotty in that area to begin with on a good day. Now, on top of that, with these wind gusts and probably some power outages because these power lines are going down because of this fire and the smoke really impacting this area. So imagine if you're a resident living in these communities, trying to get the latest updates or trying to connect with some.
The average home price in the Palisades is 3.5 million, so I don't give a F. Yeah, exactly. The average, which means that every house obviously is for wealthy people, and no such poor people even work in those houses. Also, there's still people. Like, I don't think they should die either. That's a crazy, that's a crazy concept. Once again, we're doing the, I don't care about the systems. I only want the people to suffer. Listen, I am not in the business of undermining American government institutions. Okay, I want the American people to suffer. It's takes like this that makes people hate this community chat. Sometimes you gotta pretend like you're in a room full of humans. Yeah, I know. It is takes like this that annoy people. And then I can't be the one correcting people because then they go, says you, it's because you're rich too. You should die in a fire as well. And it's like, okay, sure, dog. Just like, please have a semblance of normalcy for once in your life. Oh my Lord.
In their cars, trying to make their way
You're not
out
gonna believe
of
this.
the area.
But there is literally nothing out. Like, we have clear blue skies, dude. Clear blue skies. I don't see no smoke. It's blowing entirely away from me. When I lived in the Brentwood area, which is ironically also a very wealthy neighborhood, where I, of course, lived in the old ass apartments with like multiple roommates when I was broke as hell. I remember once having to evacuate. God, I was sure he was actually broke AF at one point. No. I'm reminding people that like there are literally people that live in apartments there that are broke, just like I was, even though I was in a rich neighborhood technically.
Into the overnight hours. So it's really critical that they get a handle on this fire right now. The fixed wing, the fixed wing aircraft is able to go up. I don't know. I haven't seen any.
It's crazy because there's a fire on Sunset in La Cienega, as this chatter is saying,
as well.
but like I can't see anything. Like there's nothing here. Oh, Cybertruck.
Yeah, Carmer Dickerson there setting the scene.
Yo,
for
stay
us,
away from that.
As you can see, there's a significant loom up behind us. We're going to show you on the map where the fire is, where it's going, and what our evac concerns are. This is the Pacific Palisades Highland community. The fire is burning in a westward direction through here, so we want an evacuation warning for all of this area that is going to be from Topanga Canyon.
For people asking, that's actually not that far away from me at all. Technically, it's like, you know, without traffic, 25 to 30 minutes away, which is really close for LA standards. Or proximity-wise is even closer than that if you straight shot it, but because it's in the mountains, it's harder to get to. Having said that, the fire is going in the exact opposite direction. It's going away from me. Can you see your house from here? No, dude, I'm not anywhere near the coastline. Yeah, it's the winds. Central Committee. It is the winds. We have 80 to 50. They were were talking about 80 to 50 mile gusts of wind. And of course, predictably, the winds immediately turned this into a massive issue. Winds have the capacity to knock out power lines because our infrastructure is not hardened against that sort of thing, because why would it be? That would be woke. Also, Israel is in desperate need of funds. Hello, don't be selfish and anti-Semitic. Also, we do give billions of dollars to these public utility companies anyway to harden their infrastructure, and then they never do it because, excuse me, that's the profit motive. And then on top of that, I don't even know what actually started this one, but the winds carry the fire pretty fast.
For that, we want to touch base now with NBC4's Alex Rosier. He's live.
It's pretty
Alex,
crazy,
what are you
dude.
seeing? Who are you with? What information do you have for us now?
I don't have IFB.
There's only one time where I've ever had to evacuate, chat, and that was when I was with Fish back in the day when I was living in Brentwood. But that was like, I think it was like a fire that was in the vicinity, but it moved past us. But I still had to evacuate one time many, many years ago. And the way I evacuated was by going to work, basically. I went to work. Anyway, how ironic. A little bit ago, someone was saying the fog is fake. Now he's shaking in his billionaire shoes in his $10 trillion house. God is good. Hell yeah, baby. That's right. God is punishing me for questioning, undermining the narrative of the fog. God was like, oh yeah, you don't like the fog? Guess what, dude? Here, I'm gonna give you extra fog. This one is dark fog.
Appreciate that. But we again are here at Lockman and Glenhaven watching this fast-moving fire, the wind shifting in a variety of directions, smoke around us, and at many times we've seen flames on the hillside so close to several.
Seems like a white neighborhood. Oh well, in general. Is this affecting poor people or rich people? Hopefully rich. Yeah, it's okay. It's cool if random people die, dude. This is the woke leftist version of what like liberals do all the time that I get really annoyed with whenever there's like a massive like hurricane or something impacting a red state, and they'll come in here and be like, well, they voted for this. I'm like, what do I have to do? Bludgeon you in the head with empathy? Like, how do we do this? I get so annoyed when liberals do this about like red states, and I routinely yell at chat, and it's the very same leftists who would probably get mad at liberals for saying that turn around and go, oh, it's awesome. Like, this fire is not targeting the bourgeois, okay? That's not how this works. What are you saying? Oh, I'm just glad that these are woke revolutionary fires that are doing permanent first world genocide. Like, everyone is flammable, okay? There is no extra protocol here. There's nothing, like, it's not divine punishment for the class violence dished out by the bourgeois. What are you guys saying? And don't come at me. I'm the worst person to clap back against this, because everyone goes, it's because you're rich. You're a class enemy as well. It's like, yes, you're right. Me and my whole family should die in a burning fire, okay, for the crimes that I have committed, just like those random people as well. And also, just like the people in Florida deserve their untimely demise due to the hurricanes, because they voted for it. They voted for the hurricanes. They wouldn't have empathy for you if the shoe was on the other foot. No, my point is, like, this is something that I get really annoyed by when people talk about with like Florida or North Carolina or like random places where there's like literally just chatters that live there. And other liberals will come into the community and will just say some of the most annoying things, right? Like, empathy is not supposed to be transactional. And not only that, but also it's just like a silly thing to say. Most people will look at you like you're not a human being.
You don't want to have this. We know this is coming. This is coming. So to the communities to the west of this, that if you're in the path of this fire, leave
Why
now.
didn't these people leave earlier? Brother, do you know how fast a wildfire happens? Like, this wasn't like hurricane warning for like, 5 days or something. No, it literally happened in a span of 30 minutes. The fire started. I don't know if you know this, but fires are very sudden. Okay, they are kind of notorious for being very sudden, like, and depending on the wind gust, they can travel very quickly. No one is like, there's wildfire season in California, but even then, no one is expecting it to happen. Say you live up north without saying you live up north. No, I mean, there are areas prone to wildfires for sure, but even then, it's like quite difficult. It's quite difficult to get out of its way. Chatter has never heard the expression spreads like a wildfire. Yeah, I don't really understand. I don't know how that happened. Speaking of, you should probably have a go bag ready. Okay. The thing is, I live in the middle of one of the most densely slammed urban areas in Los Angeles. I'm in the middle of a city. Like, this is the only area that is like closely resembling a city. I do not live around a forest. I do not live in the pathway of brush fires. Obviously, if there was any fire that was like any wind direction that was coming, if I yeah, there's no leaving. If it comes to you, every highway will be slammed. Yeah, I'm cooked. It was first reported like 2 hours ago, and since then over 200 acres have burned. For chatters who need context. Yeah. Dog, you literally have strong winds coming later today? No, we've already been having strong winds. Welcome to the moist critical during the Florida hurricane stream experience from chat. Yeah, but it's not even... If the fire is coming my way, I'm cooked. Literally and figuratively. Okay. Why is there no infrastructure for this? I don't fully know. I mean, I guess like you can do a better job of depending on how this fire started, but like someone could just have thrown a cigarette bud, you know what I mean? Someone could have just straight up thrown a cigarette bud. Make sure you take the stream bag when you go, Abby. We need that on the ground coverage like friend of the show, Storm Chaser. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, chatters. If it ever got to the point of like genuine evacuation that is an absolute necessity, I think for me, I think it's gonna be past the point of streaming. If I am in the middle of West Hollywood caught in an evacuation zone, there is a much more dire situation at that point. We're talking like straight up entire swaths of Los Angeles being lit on fire with tens of thousands of people dying. You understand? I can try to stream it, but I don't think the ISPs will be holding out at that point. West Hollywood being in an evacuation zone is like, that's the big one. I'm telling you, dude, the pool would save your ass. So what do? Do I just, when the wildfires are happening, I just dive into my pool? I dive into my pool and boil like a crab. Yeah, that's how someone literally survived a wildfire. No joke. I mean, I think that's pretty dependent on the situation. I don't think you can survive every wildfire by diving into a pool. Chatter. No, there was a person in California who went into their pool because they couldn't evac and survived. Like what? Was he in a scuba tank? Like, I don't understand. Oh, he did. Oh my God. An Australian man is told how he survived a huge bushfire by jumping into his neighbor's pool wearing scuba gear. Strong winds and high temperatures fueled the fire for 3 days, forcing hundreds of residents and tourists to evacuate the area, but homeowner Peter Fabrici decided to stay behind and defend his property from the flames. Defend his property from the flames? How do you defend your property from the flames? What are you going to do? Spit on it, dude? Haktua. Spit on that thing? How do you... That's so stupid. Australians are operating on an entirely different spectrum, dude. How dumb. After the 53-year-old made sure his wife was safely away from the approaching fire, he returned to the house and got a scuba gear out to help him breathe in the smoke. There were spot fires everywhere. The wind was increasing. The smoke was getting thicker and basically stayed with the house as long as I could. After fireproofing his house as best as he could, included putting sprinklers on the roof. Okay, this guy is crazy. Mr. Fabrici was forced to retreat into his neighbor's pool with the scuba equipment. He remained underwater for about 5 minutes until he saw the blaze pass over him. I held my mask and I just dived headlong into the pool. And that's where I stayed, basically on the bottom, just looking up and seeing the red and the black going over the top. Mr. Fabrici not only managed to save his own life, but his home is still standing. Bro, they're showing this as a successful strategy. Oh my God, Australia is so crazy. Australians are so insane. Sprinklers on roof is normal in Australian bushland. People just do DIY firefighting in Australia. What the hell? After the fire passed, I stuck my head up at the end of the pool. I had a direct view of our house, and I was just absolutely amazed. There were no flames coming from it. Firefighters are continuing to battle the blaze, but the easing winds and cooler weather raise hopes that they might soon be able to contain the flames. Built them out around my house to combat wildfires. Hello? How's it going? Today I'm building a moat around my house to combat wildfires.